Welcome. Welcome to Touching the Edge. Thank you so much for joining. I'm so happy to see you today. Welcome to this process of when knowledge becomes power. My name is Drake, and I'm glad to be a companion, a member of the circle with you, because that's what I consider this to be, as a healing circle. When you have a circle, no one in the circle is more important than anyone else. Everyone in the circle has an equally important vantage point. And so I want to discuss this today. How can we support each other in that matrix? Each of us supporting ourselves and becoming more powerful, becoming more in connection with the knowledge that connects us to that power. I want to suggest to you that one of the ways that you know when you are in that power is when thought stops. When you suddenly are not worrying and going through a thought loop, when you're not thinking so hard. I'm not saying that the thought process is not a support. It's kind of like having the computer. But there are times you should shut that computer off. There are times when you should turn the screen off. And there are times that we want to recognize that we are not our thoughts. We're not our thoughts. We're not our emotions. So stepping into that process of when knowledge becomes power is often about interrupting the thought loop, which we call worry. We can do that in lots of different ways, and one of those are the speed bumps. And one of the speed bumps I suggest is I am not my body, I'm not my thoughts, and I'm not my emotions, and I'm not my drama. I'm not my body, I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my emotions, and I'm not my drama. I'm not my body, I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my emotions, and I'm not my drama. When you get out of the way of those heavy states and that heavy identification that makes you feel vulnerable and not safe, when you allow yourself to step back and realize that you're not defined by any of that, what ends up happening is you develop a spaciousness that allows the breeze of your own genius to come through. And that's when you find your power. So what I'm suggesting is that you find your power when thought stops, when you have deep knowing that's not a thought process, but a connection to your heart. So every single day, slow your process down by calming your nervous system, creating that list of 10 state changers, and working that list. 10 different things that help to calm you or inspire you. Not just like, I hope to be more calm, but specific actions that you find have a positive outcome. When you activate your 10 state changers, you open the door to knowing, which connects you to power. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being in this process in which you are sharing in a healing circle. It doesn't matter if it's one other person or 10 or 500. 500 people who have a connected heart can draw strength from each of us. I'm going to ring the bell, and I'm going to ask you to listen carefully. Here we go. With true presence, when you're really present, you find knowing. You don't have to know something before you need to deal with it. You need to know right now with what you're facing today. Thank you so much for joining. Please let other people know about these videos and be part of the healing circle. Be part of the conversation. I bring my hands together and I bow to you. Thank you for your time. Namaste.